Alex and welcome back to another video. Today I am bringing you my priority TBR for 2025. I don't normally do priority TBRs, but I have had some books that have been festering on the shelves for a little while now. They've been cementing, so it's time I get to them. I'm also going to mention the ones that I know I'm going to get to because they're scheduled in some way, shape or form. But I also have my priority books that I don't have scheduled in. They're just ones that I would like to get to because they've been on the shelves for a while. They need to stop languishing. First off, with the ones that I am almost certainly going to be continuing or starting or reading, well, the first one I have is the Earthsea series by Ursula K. Le Guin. The brothers Guin are going to be hosting a read along for book 1 on their channel, but I would like to buddy read this with my husband. So the hope is that by the time the buddy read happens, he will also be ready to read book 1 and we can read the whole series together. And I have this lovely illustrated edition, and while the illustrations aren't quite to my liking, I just think that it's a beautiful edition and I am really excited to get to it. I've got everything apparently to do with the world of Earthsea all in this one book, so the hope is that I work my way through it. Another series that is potentially going to be a read along over on the Brothers Gwyn channel is the Malazan series or Malazan series by Stephen Erickson and Ian Esselot. I can't remember how to pronounce his surname. That one is also one that is going to be a long-standing series, so I'm not going to give synopses for these because they're probably going to crop up in a load of TBRs and I'll bore you with them, but I am very excited to get to that. I did read the first 3 or 4 in audiobook form and about 3% went in, so I'm hoping that reading them physically I will actually be able to consume them properly. Another series that again you're going to hear me talk about a lot, so I'm not going to give a synopsis for, but I would like to continue working my way through the Cosmere. I am reading them in publication order, so the next one that I have is going to be The Alloy of Law. I am with the Stormlight Archive. I liked the first one enough that I am willing to pick up the next one, but I think with Stormlight Archive I will probably just, if I like that book, I'll pick up the sequel. And I would also like to read Mistborn Era 2. I hear that it's kind of buddy cop but cowboyish as well, and I'm excited to see what that dynamic looks like. People talk about how the magic system has evolved as well, so I'm very excited to experience that. Another series that again no synopsis required is the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. I have been working my way through it towards the latter end of 2024 and I would like to continue in 2025. The next one I have is actually the 4.5 book, which is The Wind Through the Keyhole, which is my husband's favourite installment in the series. And then after that I have books 5, 6 and 7 to read, so hopefully they will get read at some point throughout the year. They're just ones that I'm slowly working my way through. And then the last one that I have on here is one that I am hoping to be reading on a regular basis throughout next year. I haven't mentioned this yet, but I will be talking about it at length, so again won't be giving a synopsis here, but that is the Earth's Children series by Jean M. Auel, starting with The Clan of the Cave Bear. This is a 6-book series and I am very excited to be diving into this one. So again, you will probably be hearing me talk about this a lot throughout next year, so I won't be bothering you with the synopsis now. However, getting into the priority TBR, first of all I would like to continue with my read of A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. I did like Game of Thrones enough that I am willing to continue on with the series. There were a couple of POVs that annoyed the heck out of me, but I did like some other POVs, so I am excited to continue. The writing style is good. Obviously they're not ones that I am in a rush to read because there's no point, because it's not going to conclude anyway. So even if I only read one a year, even if the only one I get to this year is A Clash of Kings, I'm fine with that. And I feel like at this point Game of Thrones also requires no synopsis. The next one that I have is I would like to continue working my way through Tad Williams's works. I read Memory, Sorrow and Thorn at the beginning of 2024 and I own one other of his books, so I thought that would be a very sensible place to continue, and that is with The War of the Flowers. This one is a standalone as far as I'm aware, and the synopsis for this one says, in the great city, in the dimly lit office of a mighty tower, 2 deadly creatures meet. A dark bargain is struck and the master of the House of Hellebore gives an order. War is coming, the child must die. I don't need to know any more than that. It sounds, I think it's urban fantasy, which I am unaccustomed to, or it might be portal fantasy, but I am excited to give it a go nonetheless. I do really enjoy Tad Williams' writing. The next one that I have on here is Palom by L.L. McRae, which is the sequel to Marauder. This is the 2nd book in the Lunaria series. I need to work my way through this series. I don't know why I haven't been. I really enjoyed Marauder, but I just haven't been prioritizing reading the sequels. So Palom is definitely on the TBR for next year, and the first book, Marauder, we are following two sisters. One of them needs to flee because she's been arrested. See, my memory is very hazy on what this is said in the synopsis and what is considered spoilers. But we have dragons, we have sky pirates, we have a load of epic fantasy stuff, really quirky, really fun writing style, and I'm really excited to continue on with the series. The next one that I have is The Weaver and the Witch Queen, which I know nothing about, but I am really excited to get to because it's written by Genevieve Gornichek, who wrote one of my favourite books, which is The Witch's Heart. I know that they're all vaguely Norse inspired, but I don't know anything else about it. I'm going to go in blind, and I'm really excited to get to it regardless. Another one where I don't know anything about it other than it's Celtic mythology, and that is The Song of the Huntress by Sarah Holland. Again, absolutely loved Sister Song, so it makes sense that I would want to pick this up. This one's a little bit of a cheat because I'm pretty much going to pick up the paperback as soon as it's released, but it's still a priority, so I figured it counts. I'm doing really bad with these synopses, I'm really sorry. The next one that I have is the Rook and Rose series, which I would like to binge, by M.A. Carrick. M.A. Carrick is the pseudonym for two authors, one of which is Marie Brennan, who I absolutely love the Lady Trent series by her. So I am very excited to be getting to this trilogy. It's apparently a Venetian inspired epic fantasy. It's about a woman who is a con woman who is pretending to be related to this influential family and is like seeking asylum because she wants to con her way into their money. What she doesn't know is that this family actually have no money and that it's all a facade and they're about to lose their status, so they're very suspicious of outsiders, and it's kind of this game of, I think, cat and mouse going on a little bit. And we have two main POVs, which are the Rook and the Rose. I don't know anything else about this, but I am very, very excited to get to it, and I keep having people tell me that I need to prioritize it. So there you go, I'm prioritizing it. That was a bit aggressive, I'm sorry. The next one that I have is yet another one where I already know that it's Indian mythology and that I love the author's debut book, which was Kaikeyi. That is The Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. Again, I'm literally picking this up because I loved Kaikeyi. So I know nothing else about it. I'm doing really terribly with the synopses. The next one is another series that I would really like to binge, and that is the Cities series by N.K. Jemisin. This is a story in which we have New York City coming to life, and you have all the different boroughs are personified, and then it's like the awakening of New York City, and you have this villain that is trying to not let that happen. I don't know anything else about it, but I'm very excited. However, I've been putting this off because it's my last Jemisin. There are no news on any other Jemisin books as far as I'm aware, at least as of filming this. So this is my last Jemisin that I have. This duology is all I have left to read, and she's one of my favorite authors, so I should have read this ages ago, but I don't want to not have a Jemisin on my TBR. I don't want to not have a Jemisin book to look forward to, so I keep putting off reading it, but I really shouldn't because I love Jemisin, and it's this weird conundrum, but I am going to read it this year, no matter what. And as to the last two, I have the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. I have read the first three books in this series, and I would like to slowly but steadily work my way through. So I would like to at least read Mort, preferably a couple. Discworld books would be good because otherwise I am going to be in my 70s before I finish this series. But I am looking forward to seeing a little bit more of the death part of the series, because Death is a very entertaining character in this world, so getting into the Death books sounds good. Enjoy Discworld. I've not quite gotten into the oh my god this is amazing part yet, but I know that Mort is some people's favourite, so I am excited for this one. And the very last one that I have on here is another series I would like to binge, and that is the Green Bone Saga by Fonda Lee. This is so many people's favourite series. I keep getting told how much I'm going to love it, so of course I need to put it on my priority TBR. I know that this is urban fantasy in which we are following a gang that deal in jade, and jade is something that if you consume it, it can give you extraordinary abilities, but you need to be a green bone to be able to consume jade. However, this artificial version of jade has now come into the market where people who are not green bones can consume jade. Gangster 1970s, I think, vibe, urban fantasy, and I am really excited to be getting to it, and it sounds amazing. I just keep putting it off because I'm a bit intimidated by it, because the amount of people that say that it's their favourite, it's way too high on expectations, but we shall see. And there you have it. There's my priority TBR for 2025. I am very excited for all of these. Well, I don't know how excited I am for Clash of Kings, but all of the others I'm very excited for. Let me know what your priority TBR is for 2025. Let me know if you've read any of these and your thoughts on them, and, you know, go egg me on to continue actually working my way through this list. But that is all for me for today, so thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you in another one soon. Bye!